we have such a really awesome presentation for you. We are going to take a deep dive into NingXia Red. And here's the exciting thing about it, okay? I know if you've been with Young Living for a long time and you regularly take NingXia Red, I know you're going to be like, oh, NingXia Red, I know everything there is to know. Okay.
No, I learned more things going through this script.
I know, right? Okay, so we're combining a few different things together because this is how we roll. This is the NingXia Red script from Sarah Harnish's script book, okay? If you love teaching classes or you just like to know a lot, I highly recommend Sarah Harnish's script book. She's got like 25 scripts in there, maybe even more than that. And it makes it really easy to teach it. Oh, there you go, Elizabeth. Hold it up.
It comes in this nifty binder too. So be sure to get her binder, because then when you open it up, it's like all tabbed and you just grab whatever script you want.
Yes, yes. So she's got the full binder in front of her. Mine's sitting over there. I just pulled out the script because I didn't want it to be
same. It's easier.
So this is the teacher's edition. So sorry. Okay, there's a teacher's edition. And then there is one that's in a book like this, like where it's bound, but I like the teacher edition better. It doesn't come with the binder, so make sure that you have a 3-inch binder. Oh, there you go. Yeah, look at you with just your stuff everywhere, right? When you're forced to work out in the bedroom and not your home office, you don't have your stuff next to you. We are also going to pull a little bit from the Never Fear Cancer Again book, because what it has to say about antioxidants will blow your mind. We're also going to do a little bit from the supplement desk reference from Jen O'Sullivan, and just pull the best out of the best, because that's how we do a deep dive, right? We do have some slides, but we're going to be veering off those slides like mad women. Oh yeah, there's so much to know about NingXia Red. That's what Jean says. Yes, very true. I would say that the bottom line about NingXia Red is just get some and take 2 ounces a day. If you just want to cut to the chase and skip the middleman and not need all the knowledge and this and that, and you don't need to be convinced, just go get it, put it on your loyalty rewards order and do your 2 ounces a day.
This is one of these things that so many of my customers take, but I think people hardly know how good it is. So I'm really glad we're diving into this, because I'm going to be sharing the recording with all of my members, whether they take NingXia Red or not, because it's just something that you can't not know about, especially all the details of the amazingness.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Okay, so this is a good question. Can you get what you need from food? Our soil is not as nutrient dense as it was 50 years ago, even 40 years ago. Our soil has lost a lot of nutrients, and because of the way that our food is grown, if you're getting your food primarily from the grocery store, it can really lack in nutrients. Some of that is because in order to get it on a truck or put it in a plane and get it to our grocery stores, those items are picked very early before they've had a chance to ripen and get all of those nutrients out of the ground. They're chucked onto a plane and they kind of like ripen on the way by the sun, but that really sucks a lot of the nutrients out of it. Not only that, but a lot of our food is required to be radiated now to get pests off and to get fungus off and things like that that can be shared. And when that happens, it exposes all of those amazing nutrients to all kinds of free radicals and all sorts of things that just kill the nutrients that is in that food. Live off of a diet that has a good, healthy amount of fruits and a good, healthy amount of vegetables. Absolutely. This is not me saying, go ahead and chuck fruits and vegetables into the ocean and hit up your processed foods and just have some NingXia Red and you're going to be fine. That's not what I'm saying. That's not a Bev quote. I don't want to see it on a square floating around the internet. Okay.
Yep. Good call.
But you do have to be aware that the food of today, it's not your grandma's food. So food is repeatedly grown on the same land. Monoculture is the thing right now, you guys. It's grown on the same land with pesticides and fertilizers. Scientists are creating new varieties of crops to grow faster and to resist bugs. See this watermelon, you guys? It wouldn't exist without man-made intervention. The plants don't have the time that they need to absorb the nutrients, and soil loses its vitamins, minerals, and microbes faster than they can be replaced. Akashi Institute analysis of nutrient data from 1975 to 1977, so in just 22 years, found that average calcium levels in 12 fresh vegetables had dropped 27%. Iron levels had dropped 30%, and vitamin C levels had dropped 30%. You would have to eat 8 oranges today to get the same amount of vitamin A that your grandparents got, and that's from data from Scientific American. So maybe you're thinking that you can't get enough nutrients from plants. Well, you can just make it up with meat. And that's the wrong assumption. When plants contain fewer nutrients, the animals that eat them are also malnourished. A study from the Journal of Nutrition and Health found that copper levels in the UK are down by 90% in dairy, 55% in meat, and 76% in vegetables. Water is also depleted of minerals because of the number of plants pulling for more nutrients from the same land. Modern production methods, which are used to make the industry more efficient, are detrimental to crops and no longer are maintained by hand. There are now town filtration systems, and many of these filtration systems actually remove important minerals like magnesium, which is essential for 300 biochemical reactions in the body. And then you top it off by adding chlorine and adding fluoride to your water. It's going to have a detrimental effect on the plants that are obviously absorbing that water, right?
Well, and Bev, you know, I am a water snob. I have educated on water quality for 8 years now, and this is a big thing to be thinking about. If we're not getting as many nutrients in our food and we're not getting the minerals in our water that our body needs to metabolize water and do all of its functions, we do need some supplementation. Although I actually like to talk about NingXia Red not as supplementation, but part of our everyday diet, because it is one of those dietary things that has so much of the good stuff that we need. It's just in juice form rather than salad form.
Which I think makes it a lot easier. Let's talk about the case for supplementation really quick. Okay. I know that I could juice, right? Like I could take the 5 oranges to get my vitamin C and I can throw them in a juicer and I could have a glass of juice. But between me, you, and reality, when I think about juicing, a major barrier between me and juicing, or even me and doing a smoothie, is the time that it takes to do it and the mess that it creates. So some days I'm super good at it and I'll get on an upswing, right? And I will juice and I will smoothie and I'll feel like I'm doing some great things for my body. Most days, hard pass. It's a hard pass day for me. It's not going to happen. I can't even find all the pieces to the super juicer in the first place. So this is why I love NingXia Red. I also love NingXia Greens. I know we're not talking about NingXia Greens today, but spoiler alert, those two go together really, really well.
Oh, absolutely. So good.
Yeah, we have a great blog on it. I'll stick it in the comments and you guys can go read that blog later. But yes, yeah. And I agree with you, Elizabeth. Like NingXia Red should definitely be considered a food and not just, you know, a supplement. Okay. So what is NingXia Red? That's a really great question.
NingXia Red actually takes the NingXia berry, which you can see on the bottle there. It's a little berry that's about the size of raisins, and it takes the whole berry and takes a puree. When Gary Young actually first started creating NingXia Red, they just pressed it and I think got the juice from inside of it. But now what I love is that part of the process is to take the whole berry and they puree it. And so if you leave your NingXia on the counter for a few minutes, you'll actually notice that it divides into 2 colors. And the colors on the bottom is the pureed fruit. And then it's about half to a third of the bottle is you'll see that pureed fruit of the NingXia berry. And then by using the entire plant and not just its juice, you'll have a whole food supplement that's much more powerful. So when you get the NingXia in your home and you set the bottle on the counter for a few hours and check it out, you'll just see that the puree settles at the bottom. So don't worry about it. Just do a little shake up and voila, you're good to go. What's nice about the bottles is they do not need to be refrigerated when they're sealed. When you open them, keep it in the refrigerator. And then Young Living also has the 2-ounce single packets. And same thing is I love the taste of NingXia Red when it's cold. So I always recommend putting those in the refrigerator. Another thought about Ningxia wolfberries, because as we know, just like different essential oils, you can grow them in different regions of the world and things like that. So Ningxia wolfberries grow in the Ningxia Valley in China. And on top of that, the Ningxia juice is blended with blueberries, aronia, cherry, and pomegranate and plum juices, also adding natural stevia extract, grapeseed extract, pure vanilla extract, and then essential oils. This is the extra kicker of orange, yuzu, lemon, and tangerine essential oils. So what's really neat is that by adding these essential oils, we get an extra kick to this juice. And yuzu is an oil you can't actually get by itself with Young Living. It's used only for the NingXia Red. And NingXia is the only nutrient drink on the market that combines whole Chinese wolfberries and seed to seal premium essential oils into a beverage. So right there, you already have access to something that a major majority of supplement takers and health gurus, and crunchy people out there don't even have access to, which is why I highly encourage you take this information today and share it with your friends, your family, and your team, because if you don't, they may never hear about it. And if they do hear about it from you, chances are they would love to become a customer of Young Living and sign up with you and get NingXia Red. There's my little plug. So what's interesting is there's actually 80 species of lycium berries worldwide, but only the barbarum shows the highest nutrient levels in the scientific testing. So the Ningxia region holds the gold certificate, which is China's equivalent of the USDA's organic certification. And they're grown with no fertilizers, no pesticides, no sulfur, no irradiation, no dyes, and no heavy metals or lead, arsen, mercury, or calcium, or cadmium in the soil. This is huge, you guys, because we just talked about soil and what's in it and what's not in it. The Ningxia region's irrigation water comes from the Yellow River, which is upstream from all of the pollutants of major cities. Another huge thing. The Yellow River floods the Ningxia plants with a layer of minerals and silt every year. The farms in Ningxia are in a semi-arid region with plenty of sunlight and a high temperature difference between night and day. So if you think of sap running in maple trees, temperature differences are actually good for the lipids in plants because they keep them moving. The elevation is just right for the plant to be the most productive, and other places in the world would not have the same ecological conditions of the pH of the water, the nutrients in the soil, or the silt from the Yellow River. So what we find, what Young Living has found, is that the conditions have earned Ningxia the distinction of being China's recognized herbal medicine valley. And this is where we get our NingXia wolfberries from.
I think that this really sets NingXia Red apart. And the whole reason why we ended up in the Ningxia province in China in the first place is because Gary Young recognized that there were so many centenarians there, people who are 100 or older, but they are the most vibrant centenarians on the face of the planet. And I remember like one time he was showing his photos from the region, and there was this man that was like 100-year-old guy with like his 90-year-old wife on his back, like giving her a piggyback ride.
Aww,
like,
so sweet.
I'm like, dang, I don't even know if I'd be able to do that at my age. It is an amazing region. And I love the fact that it contains a lot of minerals as well as a lot of nutrients, because we were just talking about minerals being filtered out of water. I want to talk a little bit about the importance of antioxidants, okay? And in order to do that, we have to talk a little bit about free radicals because they go hand in hand. If you are doing our leadership book club, we're gonna deeply dive into a lot more of these subjects next, starting at 1 o'clock. And this is coming from page 58 of the Never Fear Cancer Again book. So it's not just something I'm making up off the top of my head, okay? A free radical is an atom or a group of atoms that has at least one unpaired electron, which causes it to be highly chemically reactive. Electrons like to travel in pairs. So free radicals with unpaired electrons attack the nearest stable molecule and will steal its electron. When the attacked molecule loses its electron, it becomes fundamentally changed. It now becomes a free radical itself, and it begins a chain reaction that can cascade and finally result in the disruption of a living cell. Critical molecules can be damaged, preventing them from doing their important jobs, like maintaining the integrity of your cell membrane. When free radicals react with DNA, which, you know, we should all know what DNA is, right? This changes how excuse me, that DNA functions. And the accumulation of damage over time will age us prematurely, age us, you know, and it can cause a number of diseases, including cancer. So when it comes to genes and things like that as well, it says a diet, trying to sum up, lacking in antioxidants that protect us from free radical damage. An antioxidant is a nutrient or chemical that reacts and neutralizes those damaging free radicals, and it will protect you from the damage of free radicals that are already in your body. So your body is constantly producing new cells, right? And we want those new cells to be reproduced from cells that are whole, that are not damaged, that don't have damaged DNA. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that we are taking in lots of antioxidants. Our antioxidants have those extra, they have the little electrons that go in and add to all the ones that only have one. It's like, here, stop being a free radical. Here, stop being a free radical. There you go, stop being a free radical. And that's what NingXia Red is absolutely chocked full of. This is the supplement desk reference from Jen O'Sullivan. She says NingXia Red is a powerhouse of antioxidants and nutrients that the whole family will benefit from using. It's a whole body supplement for a more healthful life experience. The wolfberry is touted for having high antioxidant properties, and a daily shot can support better energy, normal cellular function, as well as whole body health and wellness. It also has calcium for healthy bones, muscles, nervous system, and heart. It's got sodium that will support your nerve impulses and maintain a balance of water and minerals in your blood system. It has potassium that maintains fluid and electrolyte balance. It has the NingXia Wolfberry Puree, which is rich in vitamins and minerals. It includes vitamin A, vitamin C, zinc, and iron. It has high complex carbohydrates and antioxidants, and it supports the immune system. It supports liver health, and it supports eye health. I think that covers everything from head to toe, pretty much.
That is every single body system. And Beverly,
Yes.
I just found the specific statistic on the ORAC score of NingXia Red. Can I share that? I think it's
please do.
fascinating. So the ORAC score, it basically means oxygen radical absorbance capacity. Oxygen radical absorbance capacity. And it's a method of measuring antioxidant capacities. So what's interesting is that presently the highest antioxidant in the ORAC score is vitamin E, which comes in around 800, between 800 and 1200. And then it is followed by blueberries, raspberries, pomegranates, etc. So if you take a combination of fruits together that reach around 3000 on the ORAC score, you've got that. Now, the ORAC score of NingXia Red is 27,300. That is off the charts. And what I heard is that when Gary Young first took the little wolfberries and sent them to a laboratory, he was curious what was in them. Like, he wanted to know the makeup of them and the ORAC score and all that. Well, when he got the statistics back, he sent it to the laboratory 3 different times. Because the ORAC score was so high, he didn't think it was possible. He thought like their machines were reading it incorrectly or something. So basically with NingXia Red, we literally have access to the highest ORAC score with the combination of the Ningxia wolf berries and the essential oils and all those other juices. The 7 key aspects of what NingXia Red can do in our life. And it's the antioxidants. It is the acid to alkaline ability. And I think we could get into that a little bit more. The free radicals, like what Bev just talked about, vitamin and mineral pairs. It is a macronutrient. It's infused with the essential oils, and it has the right sugar and right enzymes. And that is another one that I think we should touch on a little bit more.
One thing that I want to share with you as well, you guys, I want to make sure that you guys know how to get to this information. Okay. So if you go to youngliving.com, and all I did was I just went to the dashboard, you guys. You don't even have to be signed in. So you can share this with people who are not members because you don't have to sign in. As you can see right here, not signed in. Just search for NingXia Red. And what's going to happen is it's going to pop up. There we go, where it has just the NingXia Red bottles. And when you scroll down, you're going to see a few things down here. First of all, you're going to see the product info page. And the product info page is just something that's really easy to share. You can print it off, bring it with you if you're going to go speak with somebody about NingXia Red, or you can also just read it and, get some information yourself. As you continue down, you're going to see this button right here that says Discover Our Research. And the first option up here is the NingXia Red clinical study, which is a clinical study that Young Living actually conducted. And it was, the results were able to be duplicated, by the way. And you can read through what they did. So we've got a few here. Okay, so we've got, these are recently published research papers. The NingXia Red clinical study is right at the top. And what they were able to prove in the lab that has been duplicated and published is that NingXia Red has been found to improve sleep, stress, and physical health. And this was conducted by the Franklin Health Research Center. And this was on consuming 2 ounces of NingXia Red daily. All right, so this is 1 packet. Normally, you guys, I actually like doing 4 ounces of NingXia Red a day. I have 2 in the morning and 2 right around 4 o'clock. But this was on 160 healthy adults between the ages of 18 and 65. And they tested them, surveyed them on day 30 and then also day 60.
I think this is so phenomenal that Young Living is doing outside studies. It's not just our own distributors or members who, of course, there's always that, thought process of being biased or whatever. But this was actually a university that did a study, and the results are phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah. And you can read about all of them here. And these are claims that you can make because they, we've got the science, we've got the study to back it up. Now, also on youngliving.com, you will see other things about this next study is about antioxidant intake, right? And this one is, cataracts. You can go to the next one and just keep looking through. When we say that it supports healthy vision, it supports healthy eyes. This is where a lot of that comes from, is from these different studies. Okay. Now, you can take the time to read through all of those, which would be amazing for just you to know. And you can also click. So at the top was Discover Our Research. Right here, this is the Learn More button. And there's this lovely little NingXia Red ebook right here that you can also download. This NingXia Red ebook, I love it because it has the NingXia Red story and talks all about the wolfberry. And this is what I love too right here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it tells you what's in it and all the features and benefits. Right, look at that.
Definitely.
Significantly increase physical energy levels by 34.5% and reduces physical limitations by 36%. What?
Amazing.
I know, right?
Who do you know that needs NingXia Red?
Oh, Ali says antioxidants are our best invited friends in our close circle, meaning once we have them in the body, we can finally start our healing process from the inside out. Prevention is correction. That is how I share it with my clients. So they can, it's a simple way to understand. I love the power of NingXia Red. I know, right? I know, me too. Okay, so here's what's interesting about enzymes, you guys. And again, we'll be talking about it here in a few. Okay. Because when you are taking in nutrition, if you are not properly absorbing that nutrition, it doesn't matter what's going in to go and sit and ferment in your stomach and just come out on the other side. You've got to be able to properly absorb those nutrients. So in the bottle of NingXia Red, not only are you getting all of those nutrients, but hand in hand with those nutrients are the enzymes in the bottle that will actually help you to properly absorb all of those nutrients into your body. Many times when you take supplements, if you're not taking soluble supplements that will actually be absorbed into your body, you are essentially paying for the world's most expensive toilet water, right? I mean, between me, you, and, me, you, and the wall, just between us, all right? Expensive toilet water. And we don't want that. So, right now, Young Living, I'm trying to see if it has the oxidants listed here. NingXia Red sugars opens the door to our cells so good information can pass through them, crosses through the lipid layer of the cell and passes inside. Only 8 sugars on Earth can open the door. NingXia Red has 4 of the 8 naturally occurring sugars inside of the wolfberry. So with enzymes, by age 40, you start losing digestive enzymes in the gut. NingXia is loaded with the right enzymes to help you break down food and get the nutrients out of what you eat. Feed your body exactly what it needs.
Mm-hmm. Can I attest to this? Because honestly, I do enjoy coffee. I'm not an anti-coffee person. And I know that coffee is what we call a diuretic. It really helps you be able to get up and walk to the restroom and need to go to that room of your house. So the neat thing about NingXia Red, though, is I love adding 2 ounces of NingXia Red to my first glass of water in the morning. And I just know by about 30 minutes later, I'm going to need to go visit that special room because nature calls. And so it's beautiful to be able to actually know that ingesting something that is so healthy is helping that system of our body of elimination. And part of it is because of the enzymes that can go in there and help get our food ready to be, processed and eliminated.
Yes, I know that it talked about enzymes in this book. Okay. So here are some things too that I want to point out. So just speaking of enzymes in general, you guys, I'm not speaking directly about NingXia Red, but there's a little section on enzymes in here that we'll talk about a little later as well. It says enzymes are one of the body's best anti-cancer defense mechanisms. They attack cancer cells and take them apart. And when enzymes are impaired, cancer is encouraged. And I just thought that was really interesting, that little excerpt in here. Speaking of enzymes, but when it comes to minerals, because we were just talking about the minerals that were in NingXia Red, it says that, obviously you want to increase the antioxidants in your diet, and that will help to neutralize your free radicals. So it says that you want to supplement with antioxidant vitamins and minerals such as vitamin C, vitamin E, carotenes, and selenium, which help prevent DNA damage. Now, what's interesting is that he doesn't talk about, in the book later, I think it gives actual amounts, but I looked up the carotenes and the selenium, and both of these are actually in NingXia Red. Because I was curious to know. I was like, does something that we have in Young Living have those in there? Because I trust your vitamins, right? And so I was surprised to know that. Now, it says that once damage has occurred, so, you go through your day, you're breathing, you're living, you're damaging your DNA, you're taking in toxins, you're, snagging a cookie and eating some sugar. Like, come on, I know none of us probably have a completely sugar-free diet, all right? I know, you're probably like, just speak for yourself, Bev. Okay, so once damage has occurred, vitamins B3, B6, B12, folate, zinc, L-carnitine, will all support DNA repair. And so once again, I dove in and I was like, what do we have? Because we know we have Super B, right? Like Super B and Young Living. That's a great grouping of your B vitamins. But if you have to choose just one thing to take, if you are crazy when it comes to forgetting your supplements the way that I am, you don't want like a pill caddy that's chocked full of stuff that you have to try to remember all day long. NingXia Red by far has the most of everything that was in that list. Okay. There is zinc in there. There is the selenium in there for sure. The carotenes are in there for sure. I don't know about L-carnitine. I didn't see it, but I also didn't have time to look it up. So there you go. So there you go. So Elizabeth, do we want to talk a little bit about, I mean, there's other important things that are in NingXia Red, but we can also talk about what NingXia Red actually does to your cell. What do you think? What do you think we should dive into next?
Ooh, I think we should talk about what it does in the cell, because we can all look up ingredients pertaining to NingXia Red, but I think what it does on a cellular level is so important, because this is why we take something. You know, there's so many ingredients out there. There's so many combinations of ingredients. There's ingredients that are sourced well, some that are not sourced well, ingredients that are even made up in a laboratory. But ultimately, it all comes down to, what do those ingredients do on a cellular level of the body? And a friend just said an interesting statistic the other day, which is every 7 years, your body replenishes every single cell in your body. So your hair, your eyes, your eyebrows, your lips. I mean, like, think 7 years from now, none of the cells that are on my lips are even going to be there anymore. That is the weirdest thing that I can ever imagine, because I just can't imagine like, oh, this cell dies and falls off and then this cell replenishes it, right? But what we know from that statistic is that if we are putting the good things into our body, no matter what our baseline is, where we're starting from, we have the potential to change our trajectory down the road. So if you're at a level of health that you don't like and you want to get it better, know that that's very possible, but it's going to be something that takes time. And NingXia Red, to me, is one of those drinks that takes time. A lot of customers feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have my afternoon slump anymore. I've got more energy. So you're going to feel some things right off the bat. But the biggest thing I say is do it for at least 90 days. And honestly, do it for at least a year, because our bodies are replenishing the cells and you're retraining your body how to function. And us all retraining all the systems of our body how to function, especially if has been imbalance. If you're really healthy, then honestly what NingXia Red is doing is just helping maintain your already healthiness, which is what we like to talk about, being above the wellness line.
Yeah, for sure. So prevention, it is so much easier to prevent something than to try to turn the Titanic around, right? And that's one of the reasons why I love NingXia Red. But with anything in life that is important to do, you have to create consistency with it, right? So it's more healthy for your body if you took 2 ounces of NingXia Red every single day than if you took 6 ounces of NingXia Red, you know, every 3 days or something like that, to give it a nice little stream of nutrition to draw off of. And so we are actually going to do a NingXia Red challenge this month, you guys. We're going to start it on the 15th. And I don't have the sign up for it yet, but I will post it very soon. If you want to opt in, what will happen is you will actually get 1 text message every day for 30 days to remind you to take your NingXia Red, and just a nice little fact about why taking NingXia Red is important. Okay, talk a little bit about how NingXia Red works, and then we'll close up and we'll dive into Leadership Book Club. Let's talk about insulin resistance really quick. 40% of all people are insulin resistant. If a man's waist, and this is hard for me to wrap my head around because I don't like general statements, but the truth is the truth, right? Like, just because you don't like it doesn't make it not the truth. So if a man has a waist of more than 40 inches and a woman has a waist of more than 35 inches, they're insulin resistant. What? Shut the front door, right? Okay, so that is why you want to stay away from bad sugar. So let's wrap up all of the science that we were just talking about in 2 sentences. The NingXia wolfberry and good nutrition can impact your cell membranes. It helps cellular communication take place, and it gives the mitochondria the energy that it needs. It provides micronutrients and feeds mitochondria, and it has the right sugar to open up the cell door. When you eat poorly, your cells get all mucked up. That lipid layer on the outside of your cell gets sticky, and the cells stack on top of one another like coins. NingXia wipes that doorway clean and increases the surface area so that good information can get passed from one cell to the other. NingXia is not healing the body. It cleans the receptor sites so that the body can work on its own and communicate back and forth like a boss. It becomes a sidekick for the body so it can do what it was created to do. So try it out. And the best way to experience NingXia is just to get it in your body, okay? And you can feel it for yourself. So how long does it take to notice the benefits? You know, to get those long-term benefits, you've got to do it for a long term, but how long does it take in the short term? Some will actually notice it immediately, like within the first few days, you're like, wow, energy, right? Some feel it in the first couple of weeks, some in the first few months. For others, it takes 4 months, okay? It takes 4 months for most of the cells in your body to actually be replaced. Just start drinking 2 to 4 ounces every day for 4 months, and then take a week off and see how you feel. Can you actually feel the difference between before and after, right? As you go back to the way that it is. This is the NingXia wolfberry test. Before you jump in to do our NingXia Red challenge, just write down a few things that you are hoping that the NingXia Red challenge is going to do for you. Okay, so just note a few reference points that are easy to self-evaluate. So, for example, lung capacity is one of them. Vision is another one. Getting a sense of your energy and when it tanks versus when it stays is another one. Now, we're going to share during our NingXia Red challenge. We are going to have like weekly mini challenges, which are going to be really fun, because I think anytime that you're trying to create a new habit, it's really good to like have some fun stuff going on too. So we're going to do some weekly challenges as well. We're going to share some recipes in case you're getting tired of like your 2 ounces and you want to jazz up the 2 ounces a little bit. We're going to like do some recipe swap and fun and all sorts of things. So I will be sure to post that up for everybody when we get the text opt-in done. You can text in and we're going to start doing that together. So anything in closing, Elizabeth, that you want to add?
Well, my thought with the NingXia Red challenge is that whoever hears this training and says, I know somebody that needs to be on NingXia Red, this is going to be available in the Royal Dream Team. And by the end of this week, there'll be a blog about NingXia Red that I'm helping put up there. So share it, because you could help get some friends or family or team members going on NingXia Red and do the challenge with them. So I would encourage, let's share this and get more individuals doing it and make it really like a fun team challenge.
Another little side note, you guys, is that as of today, all of the starter kits are now available for loyalty rewards. So if you're thinking you might want to try NingXia Red, and you can grab a NingXia Red loyalty kit and earn like some points and stuff for free products. And then if you are the one selling that kit, you're going to earn 50% of all of the PV for that order, which is fantastic. Okay, so all of those things are available. And if you have any questions, just PM us. We are around. So have a fantastic Wednesday, you guys. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. I had a lot of fun, and I know that I learned a lot of new stuff. Okay.
So true. We love teaching these because we just learn along with getting to teach. Oh my goodness.
And feel free, if you're on Zoom, feel free to unmute yourself and toss in any comments that we might have left out too.
Well, I just want to say hello. It's great to be finally on Zoom. So
hi.
And I love my NingXia Red. I was so excited. I'm like, we're doing the NingXia Red challenge. All right.
Yay! Totally. I think it's
That's
just fun.
awesome.
It's fun to do challenges together, you guys. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye-bye.